Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to you. Kind of winding the day down here. What is good, NATO Nation? I've been super excited about this AMA. As y'all know, I have been covering and talking about MetaMonkey AI a lot over the past multiple weeks, and the pre-sale is winding down. Pre-sale ends tomorrow morning, roughly 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I am very much anticipating this token launch and just the future of this project and the technology that they're working with, the partnerships that they have. And it's definitely a long-term investment that is going to really make some waves in the crypto space, in my opinion. So without further ado, I'm going to bring the man of the hour up. And like I said, I've been very much anticipating this. So I'm honored to have him on the channel here. Augustine, how are you, sir? How's it going, man?
Hey, Texas Tornado.
You
Doing
doing all
good.
right, brother?
Doing very good. Hey, thanks for having me on. Happy to be here, and I like your
Absolutely.
intro.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep. So people always ask why the tornado and stuff. So since I was a kid, I've always been like a storm fanatic, man. I love weather. I love storms. Like mine and my brother Joe's bucket list since I was a kid. We always said we want to go storm chasing. I want to go see tornadoes like up close and personal. I guess I don't know if it's stupid or if I'm crazy or if it's just what it is, but I love the storms. So I figured it was fitting. Live in Texas. There's a lot of tornadoes in Texas, so we'll go Texas tornado.
You know what? I think it's a bit crazy, but crazy cool. People do it. It seems to be
Somebody's got to do
exciting.
it, man.
Yeah,
Somebody's got to
you're
do it. I'll
you have to
record
be in
it.
the right part of the country, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep, and I'll record it so people they can watch it from the comfort of their own home.
Yeah.
So, well, Augustine, I appreciate you coming on, and I've been covering you guys for quite some time now, and a lot of my good friends in the space too have been covering you guys, and really excited about what you guys are doing and everything. So I know the pre-sale is up, and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, correct?
Yeah,
That's what
that's
the end of it.
correct. That's
Okay,
correct.
cool.
10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
And in my opinion, it is done for the market conditions and everything. It is done very well. It is done very well, in my opinion. I'm glad to see there's been a lot of people, and I've seen it. There's been some pretty good sized buys coming in the last 24 hours too. There's people, it's kind of getting down to the wire, so people are like, okay, let's do this, man. Let's see what happens.
No, you're right. Over the last several hours, we've had some really good movement going on. People are still checking it out, and they're still jumping in. And I think, I think we'll finish up. I think we'll finish up pretty strong.
Absolutely. Yep. So we got that, with the benefit of that, the pre-sale is you have the 5% bonus if you're participating in the pre-sale, which is, a nice little added bonus. I mean, you don't see that a whole lot on pre-sales. So just a little incentive, which is really cool. And I personally took advantage of it. Not financial advice, but I took advantage of it.
Yeah.
So and so you're thinking, the once the pre-sale ends, I know the answer to some of these questions, but I'm kind of I'll go through some of them just so everybody's aware in case they have not heard. You're probably looking at about 24 hours or so after the pre-sale ends that the token will launch. Are you thinking?
Yeah. So as soon as the pre-sale ends, we're going to distribute the tokens right away. So that's the first thing.
Yep.
And then right after that, we're going to work on launching the contract. We want to be very careful. I'm not going to give an exact time of when it's going to happen. I'm
Sure.
hoping that it could happen within that window.
Yep.
But we've got a process set up on how we're going to review everything and get
Sure.
that contract launched. But yeah, the plan is to get that contract launch pretty quickly.
Very cool. And what about the contract address? Are you is that kind of up in there? Like when the contract address will actually be available for people to get it set up in their wallet and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so we'll put all that information out on we'll put it out on Telegram. That's probably the best place to get it, but
Yep.
we'll probably add it to our website as well.
Very cool. Very cool. That sounds good. I see ASMR fan is in here. Crypto for starters, Alex, Serenity Nails. Good to see you guys. Shaman says we got a bunch of people in here already. I appreciate y'all stopping by and coming in here. A lot of supporters of MetaMonkey AI, and hopefully we'll get some people that may not know about it in here and get them interested in what you guys are doing. So um, yeah, so I guess I'll start out usually how I start out my AMAs, especially first time being on the channel, kind of your involvement in the project, when you kind of got started with MetaMonkey AI or kind of first had the thoughts about actually moving forward with something like this. So the floor is yours. I'll let you kind of just talk a little bit about the background, kind of what led up to where we are today, man.
Yeah, for sure. So, I've been working in technology for going back at least 15 years.
Sure.
CEO of the company that I helped found 15 years ago. So we worked in technology that entire time, and over the 15 years, we progressed with our technology and started doing a lot of work in AI. One of my partners in the project, Andrew, him and I known each other for a very long time. A friend of mine, and also we've done some business together over the years. So him and I are talking about the possibility of putting this project together. So we've been discussing it, and then things really started coming together. Because to tackle something like this, there's a lot of pieces you need to have in place.
Sure.
So we did talk about some ideas, and we kept those conversations going. But the program really started accelerating when things started getting put into place. And one of the big things about us was, even though I'm in AI and I do business, I work in the business field, and my AI gets used, and it's a really good product. Um, to tackle an emerging technologies space like we're going into with blockchain technology, with metaverse technology, and with the AI that's going to run the metaverse, it has to be more powerful. There's particular things it needs to do, so you need some additional brain power to be part of that.
Sure.
And that's where the most exciting thing about our entire project really is the laboratories and the people we have behind it, right? So we got Dr. Kim, we got Tom Pongetti. He's a physicist. He's a NASA scientist. Um, he's launched some satellites. He works with atmospheric data. He's a data scientist type of person. Dr. Kim runs these laboratories. He's got PhD students there. He's published about 240 some papers.
Wow.
Him and his laboratories, his students. So, and Dr. Kim works in a lot of the technologies that we're talking about. These are all like the Web3 style technologies, and
Sure.
they're at the forefront and they're at the cutting edge of that kind of stuff. I know you already know this, Texas, and maybe some of your listeners do as well. But one of the things we're going to be rolling out, after we launch our contract, as we finish up this pre-sale, is this wallet that I've been talking about. But just to give people an idea of like the technology we're talking about, is there's a lot of crypto wallets out there.
A
So
lot.
do we really need another wallet? Maybe not, but people are still going to be coming out with the wallets. But our wallet is unique. We're going to
Very
have
unique.
the
Very
only
unique.
wallet right now that's going to allow you to do offline payments.
Yep.
So that in itself is a huge thing, and we want a greater adoption of blockchain in the cryptocurrency world. So if you think about it, a lot of the parts of the world don't always have the same type of connectivity that we have here in the U.S. and other parts of the popularized world. So having that capability opens us up to a lot of markets that
Sure.
might not be open to other wallets. So that's a big thing there. The other thing is, I think even here in the U.S. and other places, to have a wallet um, that you can keep offline. The first version we release is not going to have a toggle switch to keep you offline, but you will be able to make offline payments. But we're going to put that feature in there. So in that sense, pretty soon it'll become a cold wallet as well. So you can keep it offline when you're not using it. When you do need to use it, you could go online and do what you need to do.
That's
So
impressive.
yeah. So that's the kind of, technology we're talking about. Like no one else, has come up with this.
No, no,
These
I
are
have not seen it at all. That's one of the first things when I was first researching you guys, just looking into the project a little bit before I was even talking about it. I seen that and I was like, man, that's really interesting. I haven't heard anybody talk about that. So that's very, very unique for sure. And it's going
yeah,
to come out shortly after launch, right?
yeah. Shortly after launch, we're putting some finished UI UX kind of changes on it, but the wallet's there, it's functioning. It's pretty cool to be able to do the offline payment. So yeah, it's going to be released pretty shortly.
Very cool. Yeah, and I agree. Like other parts of the world, where they may have connectivity issues with the internet and things like that. Like, for instance, my wife is from Honduras. Well, in Honduras, I mean, there's not very much internet service available down there.
Honduras is a bit of a jungle,
Yes, a little
literally.
bit of a jungle. Yep, a little bit of a jungle. Got some beaches around there that are
Yep.
beautiful, but
It's a beautiful, beautiful country. I haven't been to Honduras, but I've flown over it. But I've been to other parts of Central and South America, and looking down from the plane and seeing. I love rainforest. In fact, I was
me
going to
too.
Peru to visit the rainforest over there.
Nice.
So yeah, I love the forest, and that's
Me
such
too.
a gorgeous part of the world.
It's absolutely beautiful, and a lot of people don't ever get to see it in person, and it's amazing. I've spent some time down there, and definitely will spend more time down there in the future too. But yeah, for areas like that is just one example of not having good connectivity issues with internet and stuff for offline capabilities. And then you think about like even in the US though, like you get sporting events, you have concerts, things like that. A lot of times, even though the technology is great out there with cell phone service and stuff, you start getting like an overload of people in one area. And to this day, I still have problems if there's like a huge crowd where you don't have signal, you don't have internet service, So for instances like that, the offline capability for doing like merchant transactions and things like that, buying a t-shirt or buying a poster at a concert, stuff like that would be very, very important, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that is one of the solutions we're going for,
Sure.
on top of the wallet and on top of the offline capability, but it's to have that payment processing,
Yep.
using the crypto. We have a form of that with our functional NFT that can actually, it's not just a digital asset that you're buying with this NFT, or not just, the image itself, if it's art or something like that, but we
Sure.
can tie it to a physical object and deliver it to you. So we are working on those payment solution stuff, and the wallet is the first thing we're rolling out. So that's going to be kind of like our foundation.
Sure.
But we have our metaverse. The metaverse we have, it's a working metaverse. It's not. This isn't something that nothing's been done inside of it. It's something that we're working on. It physically works and it does certain things. What we're trying to do is deliver that as a meta mall, right? So we're gonna have e-commerce businesses set up there and be able to present a different type of shopping experience
Sure.
for their customers. So if you think about shopping in the metaverse, you're looking at 3D. So how cool would it be to look at the products you're buying in 3D? Another thing you're looking for is like the social side of shopping in a metaverse. You can shop with your friends.
Yep.
You can meet up with other people. So it really is. And when you get into the metaverse, like the temporal thing is different, so you could visit different places in different times, so that's kind of cool. But the space is completely different in the metaverse. You're in Texas,
Sure.
I'm here in Southern California, Austin's up in I think the Washington, Seattle area. We could all hang out in the metaverse together and be kicking it. So that's
That'd
kind of
be
what,
amazing, wouldn't
yeah,
it? it'd
yeah,
be it'd be super cool.
all of Einstein's laws will go out the window.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've seen, and I'm definitely not skipping questions. I've seen a couple questions. I was kind of just getting through this little intro and explaining everything, but I'll go ahead and hit this one real quick. So, baby crocodile random stuff. How is it going? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support coming on NATO Nation channel here. Because if 1 ETH equals 4,750,000 and the price is lower on launch than people buying on launch, will get more tokens. Oh, I missed the first part. Okay, let's see here. Hey, I want to ask a question. One ETH, 4,750,000 tokens. On what market cap or price is calculated? Isn't tokens distribution varies, depends on pre-sale end. Yeah. So that's, I mean, I'm sure you can answer that, but the market cap and everything really isn't calculated yet, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah. So the way the distribution is going to work between with the ETH and the pre-sale
Sure.
compared to at launch time. So what we did was we gave a 5%
Yeah.
bonus for people that are buying in the pre-sale. So if you do get on the pre-sale, you are going to get 5% more than if you buy it at launch.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. So yeah, I mean, so you're getting that extra 5%. Yeah. If obviously, like if the price went lower, um, that would change like how many tokens you get. But I mean, that's a risk you take on a solid project that's launching. You know what I mean? To get it lower than pre-sale price, I mean that's risky business right there. May never happen. But teach their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to answer that real quick because I seen that. Yeah, that man, like the wallet coming out right away. I mean, there's a lot of projects out there, like you said, that have wallets and stuff, but most of them, they they'll say they're launching the token, they're going to have a wallet, they're going to have a metaverse, they're going to have this and that. But most projects that I've been involved with or have researched and stuff, before when they're in the pre-sale phase, like they haven't even started on any of it yet. They're raising money to actually just be able to even think about getting started on any of the development on any product or metaverse or anything that they're doing. So that's one thing that really stood out to me about what you guys are doing is like a lot of this stuff is in the works. It's been in the works, and that's impressive to me. Like, when did I guess when did you guys like start the development of the like the wallet and the metaverse and all
Well,
that good stuff?
the wallet was something that goes back quite a ways, right? So,
That's what I
but here's
thought.
yeah, it really does. And here's what's unique about our business plan. So the business plan we put together was, hey, how can we make this project work for everyone?
Sure.
So I think bringing in the laboratories, and these are PhD students, these are professors that are working in these laboratories or working on getting their PhD. So, and a lot of the students that are in this particular laboratory, they're all on the academic track. So when they graduate, they are going to go into the academic field and become teachers and professors and stuff like that.
Sure.
So that's the track they're on, but they're creating some amazing technologies. Now, they do work with some big companies. These laboratories are in South Korea. They've done work for LG, they've done work for Samsung. They do
Nice.
work for the defense department there. They work with some of their submarines, with drones, with
Wow.
missile defense systems. So there's a lot of different style of work they're doing. Some of their students are from Africa. So I believe it's a Nigerian rainforest. I could be wrong about that. I get confused sometimes which country it's in. But
Sure.
they're building the rainforest inside the metaverse they have. So that's where I think. So some of these projects was started a long time ago, but it wasn't necessarily started with the idea of MetaMonkey AI.
Sure.
So the schools and these students have been working on these projects and they've been creating this technology. So um, we were fortunate to be able to build this relationship, get the licensing rights to the product. So basically, we've got a lot of things given to us in a very affordable way where we can bring it to the market.
Definitely.
And these projects started a long time ago. And the thing about this is new cutting edge stuff, right? And
Sure.
some of the technology that the laboratory is bringing out that we have licensing right to, they also have patents on it.
Yep.
So some of this is going to be patented technology. As we start releasing the stuff, we'll put all that information out on our website and on our on social media sites as well.
Sure.
But that's really where the advantage comes from. So we have that now. Now, Dr. Kim, who runs these laboratories, he has a lot of students that are from third world countries,
Sure.
and he kind of has a heart for that, and he wants to grow his laboratory out there in South Korea, but he also wants to build a laboratory in Indonesia and possibly other parts of Asia and Africa. And he wants to get more students that can learn at his lab, get these Web3 style technologies, and then take it back to their schools and their countries and pass the education along. And, because there are a lot of countries that got kind of left behind with the whole digital revolution. So
Oh, for
some of
sure.
these countries have to play catch up. So our deal with them is, hey, we're going to bring a lot of funds back to them, and then we're going to help them grow their laboratories out, which in turn is going to give us more technology, right? And
Exactly.
more access, because some of these students that worked on some of the technologies we brought out, they've graduated. They're professors at their universities.
That's
But
awesome.
for them to know that, hey, they worked on that project, now it's out there,
Yeah.
as this item, and people are using it. So that's pretty cool. So when we do run into some solutions that are difficult to come up with, to some of these problems, being able to reach out to different schools
Yeah,
and
that's amazing.
approach it.
That's amazing because you're not just relying on like one or two or three or four people. Like you've got a whole school of people that are studying this stuff and can really come up with a solution as a whole, And then, like you said, the Dr. Kim has a heart for the third world countries and things like that. And so all these students, it's amazing because they're able to input their knowledge and studies into a lot of this stuff that's going to be utilized through MetaMonkey AI. And I mean, that it really helps everybody because it's helping the project. And then in turn, it's helping them also because they're building a hell of a resume when they're in school, and you get some of this technology out and it's successful when they finish their school, they finish their thesis and they're done. Like they've got this whole list of things that they've done, and it could supply a job before they're even finished with school that they didn't even know was possible. So it's amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it could move them much closer to a tenured professor, right?
Yep.
A lot of professors are not tenured. A lot of them have to, maybe sometimes they never achieve it.
Sure.
So,
Exactly.
achieving that, you need something a little extra. So I think a program like this could help them.
Yep. Absolutely.
There's 2-Bit. I recognize him.
Yeah, all 2-bit cryptos in here, man. We got a bunch of people in here, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Gompy QE, a lot of the NATO Nation, a lot of new faces too. A lot of people I haven't seen before. So this is very, very awesome. I thank you so much for being here, guys. And please smash the like and subscribe button if you get a chance. And we're gonna keep on trucking here. This is such good information. And as I hear it, I've heard some of it, but not all of this. I get more and more excited listening to it. So yeah, continue on, man. Let's keep rocking here.
Yeah. So, we put out, we on our YouTube channel. There's a couple of videos in there.
Very cool
So
videos. I'll
yeah,
mention, not to interrupt you, but very cool.
yeah, really cool video. So one of them was a video that our partner NS Labs, that they put out there. It's about a 6-minute video, but it's super cool.
Yep.
When you look at that, you're going to see the type of metaverse we're talking about. Those are real graphics from the metaverse. In those portions, you'll be able to tell when you come across that part of the video.
Sure.
But it's a very realistic looking metaverse. The
Very
graphic
much so.
is amazing on it, and what we're trying to do is bring the Metal Mall and let stores kind of set up in there and do e-commerce in a new way. So having a realistic metaverse, works with that situation, right? So if you're
Sure.
going to buy something that you're going to get physically delivered to your house from a metal mall, you want to see the true representation of what that item looks like. And
Exactly.
and a lot of the driving technologies, behind the metal mall is, one of the big ones is the AI technology, right? So we have to be able to use AI to generate the images that's going to be in the metal mall, that's going to
Sure.
represent these physical products. So that's a type of there's a lot of different technologies that go into making the metaverse, but the AI portion is definitely a big part of that.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, 100% agreed. I was just I was opening this video up. We don't have to play the whole thing, but I wanted to show just a little bit of this video here, just so people that may not have seen it. I mean, that's something else right there,
So
man.
this
That
so this video here is a slightly different one. So this was kind of a sample video we put out there of like what a mall experience could look like.
sure,
Um, so he comes there, he's talking to the AI. He decides he wants sneakers. The AI helps him out and says, "Here's some options." And then he goes to the sneaker store and checks it out, looks at it, and then eventually ends up purchasing it and getting it at the house. So that's kind of a dramatization of what a meta mall could do, right?
sure, yeah, yeah, some
The other
capabilities
video
of
I
it.
was talking about that has the graphics of what the metaverse actually looks like is a different video, but that's the 6 minute one.
Sure, yep. And I think that one was the one that was next to this. And again, we don't have that. That's it right there, correct?
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
cool. We don't have to play the whole thing, but I'll just while we're talking, I can play a little bit of it here, and so people can kind of see what's going on and everything. So, and yeah, it's super, super, super impressive, man. I mean, I it's just crazy. It's super exciting. The more I dig into it, and even AI technology in general, I don't think a lot of people really understand or can grasp the whole picture of what AI technology is and the capabilities that it'll have. You know what I mean? It's insane. It's already changing the world, and I can't imagine what it's going to do in the future.
yeah. So here's a little representation of what the metaverse will look like.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That is absolutely
super
crazy.
cool. Yeah, it is
Yep.
super cool.
And to be able to do
Uh,
that with like the Oculus and stuff, you know what I mean? That'd just be mind blowing.
yep, we will eventually get to getting that true, fully immersive part. Um,
Sure.
so it's gonna be exciting going through the steps of getting there. But
Absolutely.
talking about the AI for a second, so AI, it's a pretty encompassing term. There's a lot of things involved in AI.
Yep.
I was on a stream earlier today. I talked a little bit about taking 2D images, turning them into 3D images. So we're going to use something called computer vision, machine learning technology to be able to create that. But another big part of the metaverse is you're going to have a lot of people in the metaverse, but you need conversational AI that's going to be able to handle the traffic that goes through there. So if you do have someone, whether they're shopping for a car, for shoes, whatever they might be shopping for, they're going to have questions. They're going to want to know about the product. What does the product do? So natural language processing is another really big part of that.
Sure.
So that's another thing that we're definitely working with. Um, and then there's some other underlining technologies. There's going to be like digital twins. There's going to be several other stuff there. So we're going to release. We've got a lot of things that's going to be happening over the next few weeks, going into the next month, a couple of months. But shortly after that, I'm going to start releasing some of the stuff that's behind our metaverse and like the different technologies we're using there and what those technologies are specifically going to do. So
Sure.
we will bring some of that information out. I'll come back and visit some of the shows, including yours, if you'd like to have me back. And then
Oh, absolutely. Anytime.
yeah,
Anytime. That'll be very exciting for sure.
yeah, we can deep dive into some of these. We'll do this because it's such a huge thing. It's hard to go over all of it in one time. We could do like an overview, but maybe we'll pick a time and we'll pick something on your show where I can deep dive into a specific aspect of that metaverse technology, and we can kind of talk about how it comes together and what it's actually going to do.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that's smart too. I mean, because there is so much, and I've dealt with this with other projects too. There's so much, and yours is even more so. There's so much involved, and there's so many different things. It's nice to, do some dedicated videos where live streams where you can just kind of break down sections of it, so you don't give like information overload to people, because
Yeah.
people are just like, what just happened? You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
And,
Absolutely.
if there's geeks out there that like to geek out on some technical stuff, we won't get too technical, but we'll get enough into it where they get a cool idea of some of the, how some of that stuff is coming together.
Yep, yep, absolutely. That's awesome. Let's see here. I am the best. What's going on, brother? Thank you for being here, man. I just got the MetaQuest 2. Any plans for a demo we can check out soon to see what you guys are working on? So yeah, so you said that's eventually coming later down the road, correct?
Yeah, so pretty soon we're going to be releasing the wallet. I think when we first put it out there, we're going to put it out in a beta format,
Sure,
so people in our community can go and download it and maybe play around with it, and see how the offline functionality is going to work on it. We're going to have a second version that's going to be coming out really quickly behind that with some added features. So yeah, so we are going to do that with the community. We're going to come out with some beta versions and let them give us feedback. And I think we'll definitely do that with the metaverse. I just haven't put those plans together. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but that's my goal. Yeah, I would like to put some kind of beta version out for our community. People that come across us can, if they, if they want to come in there and check it out.
for sure.
We're talking about doing um, some shoot, I can't even think of the word right now, but yeah, maybe we can even do a show in the metaverse. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. My wheels are just turning, man. I'm like, man, we could do some videos, and that'd be really cool. Maybe
That would be cool, huh?
invite some
Yeah,
people on. Have a few people on the channel, and then like we're all in the metaverse and stuff. That'd be really cool. And
yeah,
one of the exciting things you just touched on a little bit is, and I know I've heard you talk about it before, is the automotive industry. Car dealerships, and that was one of the first things I thought of. I was like, man, that'd be so cool. Say I want to buy a new truck. I'm looking at a new Silverado, and there's not one around the area where I live. So I'm looking for a specific one with specific color leather seats with a certain stitching on the seats and stuff. And to be able to go like into the metaverse and be able to like see this truck in 3D inside and out, like everything about this truck, and actually be able to see all of it, and make a purchase, have it delivered and stuff. I mean, that's like next level, man. That is really, really interesting.
yeah. I'm happy you brought up that example because let me kind of like talk us through this on how this would happen, right?
Sure, yeah,
So on the technical side, we need to have the ability for us to look in a 3D vision of a vehicle, right?
sure,
So we need to take images that are 2D and turn it into that. So we're working on the AI that will do that. And then once you get inside of it, you're going to get a more immersive type of deal. If the AI is there, you're sitting in there and you notice, hey, you look over and you're looking at the rear view mirror and there's no rear view mirror. Like, what's up? The AI can say, hey, we have these videos, and this is what the rear view looks like. Every time you look over, you'll see the video right here.
sure,
They can touch different things. They'll explain it. They can look over into the back seat, get an idea of what the legroom looks like. So that's a technical side of it. So that kind of stuff is, where the laboratories come in and so forth. My experience is not only with the technology, but it's also with different industries and many different verticals. So automotive dealers is someone that I've worked with for a long time.
sure,
Um, there's a lot of stuff that happens on the business side, and because I know how their business works, I know how e-commerce works. um, I've got a client that's a laboratory, right? They do blood testing and so forth. So knowing how these different businesses work, it's like, okay, you need to be able to get access to their data, right? I
sure,
already know how to get access to that. You got to have connections with the OEM so you can get all the images and all the data that you need from them.
sure,
So we know how to get that. Right now there's issues with supplies, but typically there's like rebates and special interests. Right now, your rebate is pay us 10 grand more than what the window sticker says. But
yeah,
there's all that stuff that goes into it. So we know how the business side works. And anytime you're going to bring technology is awesome. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But technology is a piece of clay that needs to be formed to fit something that you're going to use it for.
Sure.
So being able to deliver that technology to an end user, that's, in the automotive, there's a lot of business side that if you just went into it, it's going to take you years to figure out. There's a
Absolutely.
lot of things you just wouldn't know. But because we have that experience, it's something we can deliver. So that's the other part of, like, my company that's been around for 15 years, because we've been in business and because we worked with certain verticals and we have insight into them. It's going to be easier for us to engage them in our new technology, because we know what challenges they're already facing, and we
Sure.
know
Yeah.
how we can use that tech to help them with those specific pain points.
Absolutely, and then you've got the solid relationships built and stuff too, which is a huge part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not like you're gonna have to go out and like start marketing to a car dealership when you've already got this
yeah, I can call them up and
available.
they'll be like, "Hey,
Let's roll,
I'll
man.
put it out there."
Yeah,
Yeah,
another avenue, and they're still obviously car dealerships are still going to do their normal marketing and everything, but this
absolutely.
is just an added revenue, an added completely different way of marketing that most people can't even comprehend yet.
Yeah.
So
And early
that's
on, when we bring partners that are first going to be the ones that step onto our platform, we're not going to charge them anything for it, right? We're just going to
sure,
bring them on and we're going to say, hey, work with us. We're going to hold your hand. We're going to build this thing out. And then we're going to see how it works and then give us feedback. And then we'll make some updates to it. We'll address certain things that need to be addressed. Maybe there's a certain feature that needs to be in there.
sure.
Something's not quite working out right. Like, how do we tweak that? So those early guys, we'll get them in there and they'll be excited to try it, because they'll be like, hey, we're the first ones that did this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
The pioneers of it.
yeah.
Exactly. So, and there's so many different business fields, different fields of, I mean, I think you even mentioned like medical, like you're talking possibly getting into different uh, avenues of the medical industry, huh? At some point.
Yeah. So we've started some very early conversations there.
Okay.
Dr. Kim is definitely interested in using blockchain technology. A lot of fields outside of medical. I think a lot of people in this arena, we talk about cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is built on blockchain.
Yep.
Blockchain, the blocks hold that data of who holds that coin or that token, and where it started from. Make sure the ownership is true and it gets there.
Sure.
But cryptocurrency is only one small piece of blockchain, right? Blockchain can be used for a lot of different things. So any industry, I mean, you can get into manufacturing. You could use blockchain for that. You
Sure.
can get into insurance. You can use blockchain for that. You can use blockchain for everything. So in the medical field, there's a lot of different ways you can use it. But one way is, your medical data. It could be your own blockchain. You control that. You own it. It goes with you. So that's definitely somewhere that we're very interested in talking about. So
Sure.
we've engaged some people in a very early conversation. These are big players in the medical field. It's still early on, so we're not anywhere near making any kind of meaningful comment on it, but we've started that conversation,
That's
and it
awesome.
will lead somewhere. But one of the other places that the laboratory is very strong with is IoT. So all of these, IoT is the Internet of Things. So now basically, when you talk about the metaverse, it's us going into a simulated 3D world.
Yep.
Then there's like augmented reality, which is like maybe wearing some glasses that can put the digital world into our real world. So you could be walking through a museum, and as you're walking through past the art pieces, it could tell you a little bit about it. Like, hey, here's who painted it, or here's who sculpted it, and it can give you information like that. So when you're talking about the physical world, you need to have IoT. So this is the Internet of Things that's going to tie the physical world into the digital world. So as you're doing that, what's going to happen is there's a lot of the IoT devices. So IoT could be huge arms that are building cars. You know, it could be little sensors that know you're standing in front of a painting. It could
Sure.
be going through a smart city situation. So you're going to have all these devices. So with these devices, you need edge computing. You're going to need 5G for a lot of this, and even beyond 5G, we're going to be talking about 6G
Yeah,
probably before 5G becomes a full thing yet.
I think so
So
too.
yeah, and they're already talking about it because the way these
Hmm.
devices work and the type of data you're talking about, um, the latency issue is a big deal. So not only do we work with the metaverse technology, with the blockchain technology, but we also work with IoT. So people that are in the metaverse, that's IoT. It's a physical object that's in our world that transports you into some kind of metaverse type world,
Sure.
right? Glasses where you get augmented reality, where you get to see digital stuff into our real world. So we work with IoT technology, but the laboratories also work with edge computing, and they work with middleware that helps a lot of the data being transferred, and they
Sure.
work on the latency of the data, making sure that things are being done quick enough so you don't get that buffering issue. You remember those days when we used to have really bad buffering. Now the internet's good enough to sit here and watch YouTube videos, to even stream
Except for
4K.
tonight, I was just buffering for
Yeah.
15 seconds, so maybe it's not good enough yet.
Well, here's the thing: technologies cannot withstand a tornado. When there's a tornado around,
Hey, I tell
it's
you,
gonna screw up the tech.
it's the truth, man. That is the truth. The tornado will mess things up. That's hilarious. I seen Baffles had a good question here. People shop on Amazon with no guide. Why is an AI guide needed? What would
Um,
your response be to
yeah,
that?
there's probably a lot of situations it won't be needed. But if you're shopping for a
Sure,
car, it could definitely be needed, right? If you're shopping for, I don't know, insurance, it doesn't have to be a physical item.
sure.
So, but if you think about it, the chat function, which it's kind of cool, but a lot of people find that a little annoying as well. So
Yep,
chat is kind of like having a salesperson on some of these websites, maybe.
sure.
If you got certain questions or stuff like that. But yeah, if it's not needed, you don't need to use it.
Yep.
But the AI is not just a person that's going to help someone shopping
That's what
in
I was gonna
the
say. I
metaverse.
mean, it's way
That's
bigger than just
one
that.
Yeah, that's one version of it, but these metaverses are so huge, and if you think about the graphics, well, where are all those graphics coming from, right?
Hmm.
And if you're thinking about taking their products, their real world products, and putting it into the metaverse, how is that going to happen? We
Sure,
can't pay people to sit there and code and put all that stuff in there and use expensive physical 3D cameras to create all that stuff, because that's going to be very expensive. So
sure.
that's where AI comes in. It's mimicking of the human brain that can then mimic human action, which can do what we want it to do. And human labor is way more expensive than digital labor, and that's the whole idea behind the AI is let's train the computers to build what we need them to build so we can do something like a metaverse. Because if it took just human coding to do it, we would still be decades away from getting it.
That oh yeah, for sure. Yep, exactly, exactly. And you think about AI technology in the sense of like inventory and things like that. That it could be very useful. And yeah, Flip Wilson, good to see you, man. He had a good point. He said you click an item and it'll tell you what people think about it, what common questions people have about it, and what people buy along with it. So yeah, in a sense, I mean that Amazon. I mean, you do have a guide, really, because you're reading, comments and reviews, and whether it's a good product or not. So, yeah, in a sense, I mean, pretty much everything can use AI technology in one way or another.
Yeah, it's funny because human nature is a certain way, but every time new technology comes into place, it changes. Human nature still stays the same, but it does change how we interact in that environment, right? There used to be times when people rode on buggies and then finally got on trains, and
Sure.
then you got Ferraris, and then you got planes, and it doesn't take you 2 months to go across the sea. You can get there in hours, which is still way
Yep.
too long for us. But
Yeah, we're still complaining about that. That's hilarious. And Baby Crocodile has a great question. Is there going to be a KFC inside the mall?
you know what? That's a good question. I think we're gonna have to put a quiz on it and see what the best chicken out there is, and we'll figure
Yeah,
out when to get in.
there's some other chicken places that that probably take a run for the money for the top spot against
Yeah,
KFC for sure.
I eat KFC. I like it. I'm a little partial towards Popeyes.
Popeyes is good. Popeyes is
Yeah,
very good. There's a chain down in Texas called Lucy's Chicken. It's just kind of a smaller chain, you know, but man, they have some chicken that'll knock your socks off, man.
that's awesome.
Let's see here. I'm just kind of scanning for some questions. Will this metaverse carve out a space for two groups that everyone knows will push the industry forward? Gamblers and perverts. God,
Well,
hey,
this is actually he actually makes a really good point. So, I think what happens with new technology that comes out. So, if you look at crypto, right? When crypto first came out, who were the people that were using it, right? Drug dealers, people that are trying to avoid paying taxes and stuff like that. So,
yep,
one thing that does happen is when you have early adopters, it's the people that are on the edge of society. Now, they could be on the edge of society of trying to do something that trying to get away with something or do something that seems seedy. They could be on the edge of society in like they just love new tech and they're working on the latest newest tech. Maybe they're gamers or something like that. So you're always going to have the early adopters, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to attract real businesses and bring them
exactly,
into the we're trying to bring them into the metaverse. So we're going to have a vetting system, and it's not what we're talking about is not going for the lowest common denominator of, hey, we'll get every gambler and anyone that wants to run a illicit business out of the metaverse. That's not going to be our clientele.
exactly. That's one question that I had was I'm sure there's going to be pretty strict guidelines, like a strict vetting process for projects.
You know
I
what?
would
We
assume.
cannot argue with Fam when it comes to food. She knows it,
No,
and she's
she
got it
does.
broken down all the way across. And I
Spot
have to
on.
say I agree.
Spot on. Yeah. Church's biscuits are bomb. They really are. So yeah, no, I think that's a perfect combination. And I will never argue food against fan ever. That's hilarious. Yeah, don't come at me. That's hilarious. Um, yeah, a lot of gamblers and perverts. Yeah, a lot of everybody loves KFC, man. That's hilarious.
Oh, that is
Um,
hilarious.
so yeah, so there will be. I'm sure you guys will have a pretty strict, uh, vetting process for projects that are wanting to come into the space. Correct?
Yeah, we're gonna try to do our best. We'll definitely put in those guidelines, and we'll work our way through it and so forth. We'll have to get our legal team involved, but obviously, I think it's important for us as a I've always ran a business, so there's certain way you have to conduct yourself in business, and there's
Sure.
certain amount of professionalism people want. And then if you are kind of a seedy place, that's fine if that's what you want to do. People are allowed to do that, but then other businesses aren't going to want to engage there, right? So you
Sure.
have to pick where you want to be and how you want um, to represent yourself. So yeah, we're going to look at that, and we'll make sure that we come up with something that makes sense for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's awesome. And another question I'd thought in the past about it, so, and I'm sure it'll easily be answered. But you're hitting some big companies, the dealerships, medical field, things like that. What if I'm a smaller company, just a mom and pop shop, and I'm like, hey, I've got maybe a clothing retail space, just like a boutique, we'll say a boutique. Is it going to be accessible for me to get into the meta mall, and is it going to be
Yeah,
affordable for me versus like some of these
absolutely.
big companies?
Absolutely. In fact, I think the earlier people that jump into our meta mall are not
Sure.
necessarily going to be these big companies and these big things that we're trying to bite off. we're going to work towards that. But I think the early adopters are going to be the mom and pops. I have a pretty strong partnership, a company that I do a lot of work with. They're in e-commerce and they build apps on Shopify platform and pretty soon on WooCommerce. They probably have maybe almost 3,000 apps out there, and most of the companies that use these apps are smaller, like boutiques. There's a lot of boutiques that use it. There's a lot of small businesses that use it. There's some decent sized businesses that use this app too, but they're really geared towards that. I've done a lot of work with them on the e-commerce side. So I think the early adopters would be people like that. Like some of them would be that. And then we also want to go after like some of the underserved industries as well. So, we talked a little bit about payment processing earlier. So if you think about it, like, for example, in the marijuana industry, right? So it's legal in a lot of states. But if you go to a legal place that sells it, 99% of them do not have payment processing. It's a cash, it's a cash business.
Exactly.
And there's a reason for that. But crypto gives us a different way to go for them. So I think we could try to help out some of these underserved industries and maybe use our functional NFTs. So, right now, like here in California, you either got to go to the shop and pick it up or someone's going to drive it out and deliver it to you. Gas prices out here is even way more expensive than it is in Texas.
Yeah, it is. I was just out there a week or so ago, and I was like, holy smokes, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a friend in Texas that'll send me pictures, and I go, holy smoke, I wish I was paying that.
Yeah, I paid the other day, I think it was $3.24 a gallon, something like that.
Yeah. I think where I'm at, we're still over $5.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, that's smart though. I never even thought about it from that aspect though. But yeah, different payment solutions and stuff for some of these industries, that'd be life-changing for the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and our wallet's going to help drive that. Our functional NFT is going to help drive that. Our Metaverse is going to help drive that.
Sure.
So, we're putting these different pieces together and we're trying to get the full solution for an e-commerce stuff. So early on, we're going to have a few of the early adopters that are going to come in. But if we go after some of the underserved industries, they're going to have a reason to jump in. Because they're going to get something there that they won't get somewhere else. But as we develop this and we get it to a point where now it's going to be easier for other businesses to hop in. And obviously there's businesses out there already that their clientele probably is into the metaverse.
Oh yeah.
Right. They're going to, they'll be happy to come on. And it's not like they have to give up anything they're doing right now. This is just a new channel for them.
Yep, exactly. No, I think that's awesome, man. Absolutely. Let's see here. Suleiman Diallo, thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate it. Great question. Hi, I am not getting how the external partnership will benefit the token holders. Can I have some examples? Thanks. That's pretty good question. I mean, and I think you've explained it pretty well, but what could you say to sum it up kind of?
Yeah, so MetaMonkey AI at the end of the day is a technology company, and we're going to come out with technologies, right? So so for the token holders, to have a company that can deliver real technology and bring the stuff out is going to bring a lot of excitement to the project, right? And as we develop this and the technology gets better, the goal is to use this tokens as some of the native stuff that drives some of this technology. So that part needs to be figured out. But as we deliver it and we can get the tokens involved in our metaverse, then that's really going to help. That's really going to help drive that. So that's a long-term goal.
Sure, that's awesome. Very cool. And shout out to MMAI, MetaMonkey AI, for the $49.99 super chat here. Thank you guys so much. It's been an honor to be working with you guys thus far, Augustine, the team, everybody. Very excited about what you guys are doing, and our partnerships that we've made and everything. And I feel very blessed to have been able to be part of this. Presale and covering you guys, and look forward to the future and what we can do together and growing together and stuff. So truly appreciate it, man. Absolutely. And Awesome said, I swear TX keeps changing where he sits in the house, new filming area. Dude, I've changed up areas a bunch lately. And yes, I kind of got a little corner here. I'm doing some sound deadening on the wall. We're going to add some LEDs and stuff. I'm trying to, I keep seeing other channels. Like you were on Crypto Lounge, my friend Mike's channel the other day. And I was like, dude, this guy is like killing it with graphics and setup and filming. Like everything he's doing is crazy. So I'm like, I've got to step it up a notch, man. I have got to step it up a notch and really put this together and wow people with the video quality and everything.
There used to be a type of architecture, and their tagline was "less is more."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Austin. Yeah, I feel like yeah, your background is kind of similar to this, so I'm really just mimicking you. I should have put a black sweater on today or a black hoodie maybe, and then I would have had the full awesome Austin A-team vibe going here for sure. So yeah, I think it'd be cool. I mean, I just think outside the box, like with the MetaMall and all that, and the AI technology, and eventually having Oculus capabilities, things like that, and to be able to be doing this like in the metaverse, like we're actually like immersed in the metaverse, and people in the audience are watching it, in the metaverse. I mean, you talk about just crazy technology and cool, and I think a lot of people just don't even understand it yet. I don't even understand it
Yeah,
completely.
none of us really do. I mean, if we just go back in history, not that far back,
Yeah,
20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, especially if you go back 20 years, that was pretty early for the internet. We were just starting into like the web 2, and social media hadn't quite hit yet. So no one, I mean,
sure,
everyone knew the internet was cool and they had some ideas about it and this and that, but the way it actually played itself out, right? That's where the real details come in. So we know what the capabilities are, but how is it actually gonna work, and what's gonna change? There's things that we know that's gonna come true. There's things that we know that's not gonna come true, and there's things we don't know that will come true. So
sure.
it's like exciting to kind of look forward to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it really is. That's exactly the perfect example, because that's what I've said many times. It's like the early internet days. So I mean, we're really pioneering through something new that a lot of us really we don't even know what's going to happen yet. But that's why we're here. We're here to research it and put things into motion and then see where it all takes us.
So I think Tim's question really has to do with this: does Fathead sell tornadoes?
They probably do. They probably do. But good news is that I actually owned a vehicle wrap shop for almost 10 years
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
do graphic design.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I do have the hookups that I could literally make a adhesive, a panel for the wall with a tornado that's like removable, so it won't damage the wall. So
Oh, that's
I
super
I
cool.
do have the capability to be able to do that stuff. So, and that is a really good idea, Tim. I should put a tornado on the wall. That would be really dope with the logo and everything. That'd be cool. So let's see here. Do we have any other? Oh, look at Fan. You have a scammer blue on. Blue shirts should be banned. Come on, Fan. She's telling me I have a scammer shirt on because I got a blue. It's not a collared shirt though, so I think it doesn't count. ASMR Fan. Yeah, so I wanted to jump over. I'm gonna pull this open real quick. The Poolo. So we spoke about it earlier. The Poolo presale is up in the morning. We have well under 24 hours left. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. I do have it open. And the links for all this stuff are in the description of the video, guys. So the website, social media, everything is in the link of the video. So if you're wanting to get connected to any of this, or if you're watching this video later, you can definitely select that and get to this. Let me refresh this real quick. I want to see, make sure it's up to date. So yeah, we're damn near at that 70% mark, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's done very well. And I know there's been some talk back and forth from people in the communities over the past, since the pre-sale started, like 1,000 ETH, that's a lot. But you look at pre-sales in the past, I look at dollar value. I don't look at like the ETH amount, because some of the pre-sales that I've been involved with in the past year or so, they may have had 1,000 ETH hard cap or even more than that. But at that time, ETH was sitting at like $3,300, $3,500. So to have 1,000 ETH hard cap with ETH hovering between $1,500 and $1,600 is like drastically less amount of money. And I think it's a really fair amount to try to raise for a project that's taking on what you guys are doing.
Yeah, and it's really, it's really to accelerate a lot of things because, we have that working functional NFT. We
Sure.
have a metaverse that's already built out. We're
Yep.
just getting it ready for market, and we're getting it set up to do the e-commerce. We've got the wallet that's not only going to do the offline payment, but it's going to be some of the basis of us being able to do some payment processing the way we would like to do it. A lot of people have tried to work on payment processing using crypto, so it's a challenging thing to take on, but we're definitely taking that on. But the other thing is, I think people have seen that we've been aggressive with our marketing. We've got a great marketing team that we built, and we're going to keep doing that. So we're going to promote this token quite a bit. We're going to be extremely aggressive with getting on exchanges.
That's going to be my
So
next question. Yep.
yeah, I would tell people like, hey, watch what happens after the pre-sale ends, and watch us go after some of these exchanges, and see how we do it. Talk is nice, but you have to back it up. So oh,
100%.
yeah, we're gonna go after that. Some of your watchers probably know this. Some of them might not know it. But the reason people don't get on exchanges all that quickly is because sometimes it's very expensive.
Very, very. I don't think people
Very.
realize like not only is there like a fee to get on some of these top tier exchanges and stuff, but you have to like provide the tokens, the liquidity and everything.
You have to provide the tokens and liquidity, and some of these exchanges are tens of thousands of dollars to well over 100,000 plus dollars.
For
Uh,
sure.
so, and we're going to get on. Not all exchanges are that expensive. Some of them are a lot less, but these are the smaller exchanges.
Sure.
But I think our token holders, the people that jumped in the pre-sale, they're going to appreciate us if we do go after some of the better known exchanges. We're not going to get
100%.
all of them. Some of them you need to be around for a certain amount of time and so
Oh, for
forth.
sure.
But if they see us making the effort and we do get into some of these, I think the token holders are going to appreciate that. So
100%.
the money is going to be put to good use, and we're not only going to bring out the technology, but we're going to be aggressive with our marketing as well.
You've already been very aggressive with it. I mean, with the pre-sale not even complete yet. I mean, you just look at like the amount of content creators between Twitter, YouTube, and everything, Telegram that have been involved thus far already. I mean, you guys hit the ground running hard, man. I mean, there's a lot of people talking about the project in the space, which is key. I mean, you've got to have people talking about it. If you don't have hype being built up, like and a lot of it's organically built up hype, but if you don't have any of that, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's
Yeah.
just the way it is. I did want to highlight, and I've talked about this in other videos and stuff too, the 70% of the pre-sale fund will go to liquidity. That's huge. That's huge. I mean, I don't see a lot of token or a lot of projects doing anywhere near that amount going towards liquidity. So that really put my mind at ease when I was first looking into your project, and then you've got the 10% buy tax when the token launches. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but the 18% sell tax is something that was pretty much kind of discussed with the community and everything and decided on as a whole for the first 4 weeks after the launch begins, correct?
Yeah, initially we were thinking 10 and 10 buy and sell,
Sure.
but we came to the community for several different reasons, but one of the reasons was, we want feedback, right? These people are getting excited about our project. We want to keep that excitement.
Yep.
Want them working with us and helping us overcome some of the challenges that could happen with everything that's going on in the world today, right?
Sure.
So that was definitely feedback we got. I know not everyone's going to be happy with it, but we try to make a decision based on the feedback we got. So that 18%, the way it works, it's only for the first 4 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
After that, it goes to 10%, and that out of that 18%, 11% of it is going to liquidity.
Yeah, that's really what I wanted to highlight was 8% of that, and then the initial 3%, so 11%. That's a lot. That is really going to build that floor up very quickly and make the project very solid, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think for us, having a strong liquidity that people can see and have confidence in our project was important to us.
Yep. And then there's no team tokens. There's no, like, none of the team has tokens or anything. The only supply that you guys have that you're gonna have available is a certain percentage that's going to go towards this aggressive plan that you guys have with getting on centralized exchanges, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we're not holding any kind of team tokens, nothing like that.
Yep.
The only tokens that are being held back is 20%, and those are dedicated to getting us on exchanges. Every time we go to an exchange, we have to supply the tokens for the whole mechanism of the exchange to work.
Sure.
And we're going to be super aggressive and going after exchanges. And that's only going to bring more strength to our project, to the tokens, and especially for the investors and the token holders. So yeah, that's it. But outside of that, we're holding on to no tokens. Just something that we decided to do as a team, because we are going to run this as a real business. We are going to have revenue coming in from our products. So
sure.
We wanted to make sure that that wasn't a concern for people that were looking at our project.
Yep, absolutely. No, I think it's very smart. Everything you guys are doing is very solid. I'm super impressed with it, and the more I find out about it, every time I hear an AMA and stuff, I'm like, man, there's just so much that's going to happen in the future, and really excited to see some of this start coming to fruition, and not just be talked about, or like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Like, you guys are actually making things happen. So I'm super, super excited about it. And I know we're a little over an hour. I usually try and run them, hour and 15 minutes, just so, like I said earlier, we don't have that information to overload. But I know, if anybody has questions, please feel free to ask, and y'all make sure and smash the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And Augustine, I appreciate you being here, and definitely want to get you back on soon after we get through this pre-sale. Maybe that you get a date set for the wallet release and all that good stuff, and bring more updates, and some maybe some previews, stuff like that, on some of the technology that is coming out here in the future for sure.
I'll make a deal with you. Wrap that wall with the tornado, and I'll come back and check it out.
Got you, man. I got you. I'll do it. I'll put a tornado on this wall behind me very soon. I'll tag you, and you'll be the first person that sees it.
In fact, next time we do this, we'll make it into like a chicken dinner and meat.
Right? That's hilarious. Yeah. So we got, the pre-sales ending tomorrow. After the pre-sale ends, there'll be the announcement of when the launch is actually going to happen, all the details on that, contract address, a little closer to when the launch will happen. And let's see here. I just seen a question. Can you use Coinbase wallet to buy in pre-sale? Yeah, pretty much. I don't know that there is a wallet that you can't use. Is there, Augustine, that you know of?
As long as you have ETH, you should be able to get in there and buy it.
Exactly. Yeah. So Coinbase, I'm a fan of SafePal, so I actually use my SafePal wallet. So, but yeah, you should be fine. Brutal Truth doing it that way. Tim J, NATO Nation, Smurf Dabs, what's been a long time join in, but definitely going to rewatch. Yeah, I definitely do. We really did a nice breakdown here, going through everything, and there's so much information. Like, I could keep Augustine on here for 3 hours talking about it, and I know he has a million things to do with this pre-sale coming up very, very soon. Augustine will be on my channel tonight, 7 p.m. PST, just to hang out. Oh, nice. Very cool,
Yep.
man. I'll definitely tune into that for sure. Fan said, Trust Wallet Coinbase need to use the app browser and add in the pre-sale link. Yeah. So yeah, use the in-app web browser, guys, to do and put the pre-sale link into that. That way you don't have any issues with trying to connect the wallet and all that good stuff. Yep, Tim said the same thing. Family Vasquez, hola Austin. What's going on? Hola Family Vasquez, ¿cómo estás? Should triple dip into the pre-sale. Curtis K. Man, people are excited. I made one purchase the other day, and I'm actually doing one more purchase on another wallet tonight. Kind of my little investment strategy, having a couple different wallets,
Awesome.
So super excited about it. Family Vasquez, 3 ETH. Yes. Nice. A little 3 ETH. That's not bad.
Very cool.
That's awesome, man. Very, very cool. Well, Augustine, I know you have things to do and everything. Is there anything else that we did not cover that you kind of like to mention here before we end it, or parting words, things like that?
Yeah, no, I thought you did. I thought you did really good. I enjoyed the time here.
Yeah,
Thanks
absolutely.
for everyone
Same.
for watching and for supporting. And we're really excited about. We're super excited about this project. We're super excited about this technology, and you're going to see us sharing more with the community. We got some cool things planned, not that far away. That's going to let you see behind the curtain a little bit.
Sure.
We'll keep communicating, and we'll get information out there. But we plan on engaging the community, and we plan on really being big players in this arena.
Absolutely.
In blockchain, in Metaverse. So we're super excited about it, and we're happy that we've gotten as much excitement from people. So
absolutely.
We'll see each other very soon again.
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing is, you guys, you guys are very transparent and talk to the community frequently, and that is so big in this space, to not leave the community hanging and wondering. That is the biggest destroyer, that just causes the most destruction that I've seen, is when there's like radio silence, you know what I mean? And people are scared about something, and there's no answer, there's nobody addressing things. Because I mean, sometimes things will happen. It's life, it's business. If there's ever any kind of issues that do come up, or questions, nip them in the bud, kill it right then and there, answer the questions, and people are good to go. So the way that you guys are conducting business is impeccable, in my opinion. So congratulations on everything you guys are doing, and super excited about this this token launch for sure.
Thank you, Texas. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And guys, everybody in the audience here, thank you guys so much. Again, please hit the like and subscribe. Seeing a lot of new faces in here tonight. So we call ourselves the NATO Nation here. So Augustine is officially part of the NATO Nation now that he's on the channel, and everybody that's in the chat. Yeah, everybody that's in the chat is now part of the NATO Nation. No discrimination here whatsoever. This is a safe space for everybody to come hang out and have a good time, and talk crypto, talk sports. Sometimes we talk a little bit about everything, and open invitation to you too, Augustine. I'll do some just general streams where I have guests and stuff come on from time to time, and just hang out, just talk crypto, talk whatever. So if you see me streaming, we just got like a group stream. Sometimes Austin will even come on, hang out. You are always welcome to come on and just visit and hang out. Doesn't have to be anything about MetaMonkey AI. It can just be hanging out and talking about whatever, man.
So, that sounds cool, and that reminds me, there was one more thing I wanted to say.
Sure, yeah.
And that's thank you, Curtis.
Thank you, Curtis. Thanks, Augustine. Thanks, Curtis. So guys, subscribe to MetaMonkey AI YouTube. They do have their own YouTube that'll be already dropped some really couple of very cool videos. Join the Telegram. They're very active in there, 24/7. ASMR fan never sleeps. So she is always answering questions there. Okay, cool. She did drop the YouTube link in the chat here. Let's go to Austin's channel now. So 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, you're on Austin's channel. Everybody tune in over there, and I'm sure there will be a number of AMAs and MetaMonkey AI streams coming up over the next coming days and weeks from a bunch of different channels. So y'all stay tuned, and y'all have a great night. Appreciate everybody being here. Augustine, again, thank you so much. Look forward to talking to you more, getting to know you, and seeing where everything goes, man.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Texas.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great night. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.